What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. We have had some huge announcements via free agency, some moves that I thought would never happen. You guys remember on yesterday's episode, I came on and talked about how I thought we would have Raheem Mostert or some other guys fill the running back void that we had for Jonathan Brooks. We just recently let go of Miles Sanders. We know Jonathan Brooks was our second rounder, the best running back in last year's draft. We drafted him. He tore his ACL in November 2 years ago. Came back this season, ended up tearing his ACL once again. So he won't be playing for this entire 2025 NFL regular season. So we look forward to having him on the field in 2026. With that being said, we have signed a North Carolina native, Rico Dowdle. Now, my homeboy, Fantasy Football, picked up Rico Dowdle in free agency. And a lot of us was making jokes and laughing at him, saying, who the hell is Rico Dowdle? He's not going to be able to fill that void for you. But I was wrong. A lot of us were wrong. He had a career best season last year. Had over 1,000 yards rushing, over 5 total touchdowns, 2 through the ground, 2 on the ground, 3 through the air, 249 receiving yards, averaging about 67.4 yards per game. He is going to be a guy that fills that Jonathan Brooks void. Now, the thing with Rico Dowdle, we have a young guy that's going to complement what Chuba Hubbard does really, really well. Rico Dowdle catches the ball better than Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard is a better in-between the tackles type of guy. He averaged the eighth most yards after contact Chuba Hubbard did this past NFL regular season. Rico Dowdle, in his first time, he literally took over the running back starting role. Ezekiel Elliott was re-signed to Dallas Cowboys this past season. They ended up cutting him because Rico Dowdle plays so well. Now, I believe that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go out here and draft a running back, but that's besides the point. This guy is going to fill this role, this void, exceptionally well. He is a guy that can do it in the passing game. He can do it in the running game. He's going to be able to split carries with Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard, like I said on yesterday's episode, Chuba Hubbard last 2-3 weeks of the season missed because he had a season-ending injury and was placed on injured reserve, IR. So with Rico Dowdle, you're not going to need a guy in Chuba Hubbard that carries a large load. You're going to get a guy that's going to split the carries. He's literally going to be doing what we thought Jonathan Brooks would do, and he's a great third down guy. He can do everything Jonathan Brooks does. I'm not going to say better because we haven't seen Jonathan Brooks on a full season, but Rico Dowdle is the truth. My guy Drake said, you might just get hit with that Rico. Rico Dowdle is a new Carolina Panther, 1 year, $6 million contract. Okay, so moment of truth. Here is my third ever mock draft on Panthers Pride Television. Thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, here we go. So you are now seeing a transition where quarterbacks are going just a little bit earlier. My last draft had Jackson Dart at the number 7th spot for the New York Jets. He's no longer going to be there. Number 1, obviously, is Abdul Carter. Think the Browns go Cam Ward second. Third is going to be Shedeur Sanders. Number 4 is Travis Hunter. Number 5 is Will Johnson. At the number 6 spot, the Raiders are actually going to select Mason Graham. 7 is going to be Will Campbell. And number 8, the Carolina Panthers will draft the first receiver on the board. Obviously, Travis Hunter both. But first primary receiver, Ted McMillan. Number 9, Mike Green. 10, Shamar Stewart. 11, Kelvin Banks. 12, Ashton Genty. 13, James Pierce Jr. 14, Tyler Warren. 15, Jalen Walker. 16, Mikael Williams. 17, Jade Barron. And number 18th, Luther Burden. Now, the more that free agency has revealed itself, the more that we have seen moves in free agency, we literally done everything that Dan Morgan said he was going to do. He said this offseason, really in free agency, he was going to attack it the same way that he did last year. He signed guys at the defensive line position. We know we were supposed to have Milton Williams. Milton Williams was a lock to be a Carolina Panthers until the New England Patriots outbid us. But we have also found some replacements for the defensive line. You're going to get guys like Tershawn Wharton that's going to be paired with Derek Brown. And with that being said, we have loaded up defensively. Now it's time to make sure Bryce Young takes that next step. This is going to be a guy that is Mike Evans-esque, that is a big body receiver, A.J. Green type of caliber, Ted McMillan. He has been compared to Mike Evans. He's been compared to A.J. Green. He's long. He has game-breaking speed. He's able to get opens on routes. He is going to be Drake London for Bryce Young. This is the move that we're going to make. We already got Xavier Legette. We already got Jalen Coker. We already got Adam Thielen. And the one thing that you do to help the quarterback even more, you got to go draft a receiver. If you look at all the young quarterbacks right now, currently speaking, the ones that are on the ascension, not just that next step, not the Joe Burrows, not the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes, every other guy has a superstar receiver. C.J. Stroud, who does he have? You already know who has. Nico Collins, Michael Penix, Drake London, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Justin Herbert had a Keenan Allen. He's got a Ladd McConkey now. Caleb Williams, DJ Moore. Just go look at the landscape of where these receivers are growing. Kyler Murray has a Marvin Harrison Jr. Whoever goes to the New York Giants has a what's my guy's name? Malik Neighbors. You look at the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has Brian Thomas Jr. Look at the landscape. Just reading between the lines. The Carolina Panthers are locked, what's the word I'm looking for? Are just locked in right now with Ted McMillan. So Ted McMillan is going to be the 8th overall selection for the Carolina Panthers. I know I've kind of been juggling defensively, but yeah, here we go. So there is also more talks about the Bengals being linked with trades with involving either T. Higgins or Trey Hendrickson. Now, the Carolina Panthers, for what I just said, if we go out here and acquire a T. Higgins, if we go out here and acquire a Trey Hendrickson, this is really going to shake up exactly what we're going to do in the draft. So T. Higgins right now is young, 73 receptions this past season, 911 yards, 10 total touchdowns, played 12 games. His health has been an issue. And Trey Hendrickson, a little bit older, 17 games total played, 19 tackles for losses, 36 quarterback hits, 17 and a half sacks, 46 total tackles, but the asking price for Trey Hendricks is just too much, too rich for our blood. Do I believe we could go out here and get him? Yeah. Who's giving up a first round for Trey Hendrickson? Nobody. Who's giving up significant draft compensation for Trey Hendrickson? Nobody. He's about to be 30 years old, and we got to pay him a third, maybe a second rounder will do. If we go out here and get this guy right here, Trey Hendrickson, we are definitely going receiver without a doubt. And then the opposite can be said about, obviously, T. Higgins. If we go out here and really trade for T. Higgins, if we go give up a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder, we are going defense for the remainder of the draft. We need a guy that's going to help elevate Bryce Young just a little bit more. You see that we are starting to take a lot of things into consideration, especially with the sign of Rico Dowdle. Man, I look forward to the draft. You guys continue to tap in. Panthers Pride Television Mock 3 is officially out on today. Panthers Pride, we out, baby.